Welcome to the Appleton Area Health Podcast. We're your home for exceptional service and trusted care located in Appleton, Minnesota. Your community, your healthcare. I'm Matt Tollefson, the Development Manager at AAH. I've been with Appleton Area Health for 3 years. I have no background in healthcare, and I feel like I'm learning something new every single day as I work with our patient care team from across the facility. I've learned a lot in the last 3 years, but there is still way more that I don't know or fully understand. This season, we're diving into Appleton Area Health's new initiative, the Whole Person Wellness Program. Each episode, we'll focus on one component of the program and what you, the listener, can do. So today's a really fun episode where we focus on the importance of community, and we're going to highlight our activities department and visit with a resident. I'm joined by Beth Henkel, Activities Manager, and Dan Toven, one of our residents. I hope you enjoy listening to this conversation as much as I did recording both of them. I'm joined by Beth Henkel, our Activities Manager here at Appleton Area Health, and we're discussing today the importance of community and that sense of belonging and everything that comes with that. That's one of our pillars we know for health, right, is belonging. So Beth, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how does one become an activities manager?
Yeah, so I started in Appleton 2015, and I started as an activities assistant, and then about a year and a half later, I became the manager of activities here. And I will say, I'll go back from when I was in high school. I was actually an activities aide in high school.
Okay.
And I guess I didn't really realize I wanted to become an activities director later in life, but I've been here for 8 years and 8.5 years, and I love it. So,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. You know, like this is, I can say, and I say this about a lot of jobs here, it's a job I didn't know existed before I started working at Appleton Area Health. And it makes complete sense because of the awesome work you and your team do here.
Thank you.
So just as a starter, just as we kick off this topic here, what does community and belonging mean to you?
Yeah. So our residents, and I'm going to relate it to our residents too, always, they come in and we want to make sure that they're still part of something. Whether, our residents, when they lived out in the community, they were part of volunteering, church groups, sewing groups. They helped at Apple Fest. So when they come here, we want to still try and make that part of their lives as much as possible. So it is very important to me to try and set them up for success when they move in here.
Good. So what are some of the ways you create community and belonging here at Appleton Area Health?
Yeah. So when we try and go out into the community as much as possible, whether in the spring or summer. We try and go out for the concert in the park every Tuesday night. We go out to eat, whether it's Peg's Place, the VFW. We try and shop downtown, go to Dollar General. Last year, we went to the elementary school after it was built, and we got a tour of the new elementary school. And a lot of our residents were teachers, years ago, so they really enjoyed that. And then we also got to tour the new library last year, and we had a lot of avid readers, and they loved just being there. And then also we try and have the kids, the elementary school, they come up quite regular and do activities, whether it's playing bingo. Last week we had the first graders out, and they bowled with us and played volleyball. There was 44 kids in our dining room, so that was pretty chaotic, but it was super fun. But we try and involve the community as much as possible, whether we're out in the community or we bring them into our nursing home.
Sure. Yeah, as a father of one of those first graders that was here, thank you, because she went to bed like that last week, so I think she had a ton of fun as well. And the residents, it sure seemed like when I came out there, we're just having a blast. Yeah. Either watching, participating, or helping in some cases.
Yes.
So, all right. When you learn about these residents and bring them in, is there ever like a conversation on purpose, or how do you help them, find this purpose now that they're in this phase of their life?
So when they come in, we do an assessment with them to get to know them, an activity assessment. So we but we go through their lives. Like, what did you do before you came in here? What kind of shows did you like watching? Were you an active member in your community? What church did you belong to? Were you in a quilting group? We just really try and get to know them as much as possible. How many kids do you have? Are there grandkids around? We try and get to know them as much as possible, and we want to make their activities here meaningful to them.
Sure.
Sense of meaningfulness.
Yeah. And you guys do. There's so many different activities that you guys that you host, you and your team, that is just awesome. I know you mentioned a few of them. Can you run through some of them that you do actually here in the building, or maybe some of the other highlights?
So I actually brought my activities calendar for March here because I know I'll probably forget some. But from our day-to-day to week-to-week, we do religious activities. We have live entertainment. We do dice, card games. We do exercise. We, of course, have bingo. That's probably, I don't know how many times a week, 5 to 6 times a week per request of the residents. So they love that. We do baking. And then we also do a lot of physical games where like bowling, volleyball, bean bags, hockey. We've seen a lot of competitiveness with hockey and volleyball, and I'm sure you walked by the dining room when they're hooting and hooting and hollering, and everybody comes to see what's going on in the dining room, and it gets pretty loud. Outside of our day-to-day activities, we do the past couple of years we've done our prom reminisce activities. So we had residents and staff bring in their prom dresses. One year we had a wedding activity where we actually had quite a few residents bring in their wedding dresses. It was awesome to see. And then staff also brought them up. We do dress up days as well, whether it's 50s theme, Western theme, Hawaiian. And then we try and pair that with the food service department and get some food that goes with the 50s theme or the Hawaiian theme. So Linnell and food service does an awesome job at that. Also for outdoor activities, a lot in the summer, we do a lot of gardening. We have like 6 or 7 raised garden beds, and we have a lot of vegetables in there, which is awesome. The residents take care of it. We go to the Swift County Fair. We go out to eat, like I said, shopping. We've gone fishing with the Let's Go Fishing organization. That is awesome. They have so much fun. That's always a
highlight, it seems like, when they get back from that.
Oh, yeah, you have stories of how big the fish was. We've gone to the casino, and then we have family events too, like our Christmas party, our family picnic in the summer. And then our staff engagement with the resident activities, which is very fun. You're chuckling about that, but we did last year, the year before, we did water balloon competition where the residents were on the side, and we did several games with water balloons, and the residents just loved it. I know the staff loved it too. And then we also do like minute to win it games as well, where there's little competitions, and there's staff with a resident doing a competition. So
I was chuckling. That made me think of the reindeer hunts a couple of years ago with the Nerf guns, and that was funny.
That was 30 minutes of laughter straight. They were all laughing.
So that's maybe my favorite activity that I've seen you guys do. But what's your favorite activity?
Oh, that's a lot to think about in the last 8.5 years, but I would say anything competition related with staff. Probably the water balloon or the minute to win it games.
Sure.
I love seeing the competitiveness in staff and the residents, and then you hear about it for days afterwards. But there's so many activities that are just so fun. But the deer hunting activity, that was fun too.
Sure. So do you ever have an instance where maybe a resident or a family makes a suggestion for a game or anything like that? Has that ever been something?
We do have suggestions. I will, on the top of my head, the volleyball activity. We had a resident who said, I used to play volleyball all the time when I was younger. And I said, well, I bet we could get a net. And we played it about a year ago. We started playing it, and we play it monthly. And all the residents, again, are competitive about it, and they do enjoy it. So yeah, we do get suggestions all the time.
Okay. So again, just this idea of community and bringing maybe some of these folks knew each other outside of the care center, in Appleton or wherever they came from previously, but bringing them all together and forming a community in here too, right?
Yes.
Like, so that's really cool that you and your team do that. Anything else you'd like our listeners or viewers to know or think about?
We just like to try and make everybody's all the residents, when they come in, we want to get to know them, make a better experience for them, and continue bringing meaningful purpose to their lives, I would say.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Matt.
This segment, I'm joined by one of our residents here in the care center, Dan Toven. Dan's been with us since last summer?
Since July.
Last summer. And Dan tells us every day how much he loves being here at Appleton Area Health. And we thought he would be a good ambassador to maybe talk about some of the things that we do here that we just visited with Beth about. So, Dan, first off, do you want to share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I was born in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. I lived in various places such as Minnesota, California, Virginia, and Texas, all before turning 18 due to my father being in the Air Force for 22 years. I attended Itasca Community College in Grand Rapids for nursing. I also attended seminary school in Fort Worth, Texas, and have been a minister for 47 years. I've been married to two wonderful women, Deborah and Joan. We have 5 children, Sean, Shane, Shannon, Susie, and Michelle. I love to read, sing, play bingo, volleyball, and socialize with everyone, especially veterans. One fun fact about me is that I have my commercial pilot's license and is flown for the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. And what is my favorite saying is this nursing home. I've been in quite a few in 47 years, and it's the best of the best of the best in every area of food, activities, the homing, the rooms, the maintenance department, the cooks, the administration is the best of the best of the best.
All right. Well, good. So Dan, you talked about, you're a very positive person, and I think that's pretty infectious for everyone here. One of your favorite sayings that you say in the morning when I see you, I say, Dan, how's it going today? And you say, it's the best day of my life. Where does that come from, that positivity?
Well, because every day, every night, I pray 3 times a day, and every day God answers a new prayer for me. 47 years in the ministry, since I've been here, God has answered prayers that I made 20 years ago, and He's answered prayers I made 10 years ago and 5 years ago, and daily He answers a new prayer. It seems every time, everything I pray for, asking you shall receive, seeking you shall find, knocking the door shall be opened unto you. And I believe my Lord sent me here, and every day is truly better than the day before.
Sure.
The best day of my life.
All right.
Each day gets better and better and better. The staff is tremendous. That's all I could say is it's the best of the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, openly share that with everyone I come in contact with, because it's God has placed it in my heart, and that He sent me here, and everybody is so wonderful. The residents are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
The staff is wonderful. The facilities are fantastic. They're wonderful.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Dan. So, And just for the record, he's not a paid spokesperson for
No,
these.
I'm a resident, just like everyone else. I'm a plain old resident.
Oh, but yeah, we enjoy having you here, Dan. So I just got done visiting with Beth about all the activities her and her team do, whether it's Joy or Carrie, Rita, whoever it might be leading the activity. What's maybe some of the favorite activities that you've experienced since you got here?
Bingo, for one. I truly believe God's given us the bingo game because it doesn't cost you anything to play. You get 3 cards. You get 3 chances on each card, and we must play 12 games, all total. And then we have a coverall bingo. And at the end of it, if you win a bingo, you get a nickel or a piece of candy.
Sure.
And if you win the coverall, you get $1, and that's all frosting on the cake. It's the fellowship there is tremendous. The majority of residents come and play bingo. It's tremendous. And volleyball, where we hit a balloon over a volleyball net, I love it. It's healthy. We have exercise besides the physical therapy department and the occupational therapy department that are here, and the doctors in the hospital that are here. We have activity department has Carrie and Rita and Beth show movies with cardiovascular recreation and exercise. So we receive a good cardio workout watching the movies, and every phase of the activity department, everything that the only thing I have a problem with is time wise. I love everything and I want to be at everything all the time. And, I like to read a lot. I read an awful lot. I read books and I read scripture 3 times a day, 3 hours at a time, and God's just been so good to me. It's just wonderful. So I can't think of any. And as I said, I've been in a lot of nursing homes, and as a nurse and as an aide both. I've been in other nursing homes, and I've been in the last year. I've been in 4 or 5 different nursing homes, and God promised me I'm going to send. He said, "You're going to go through a trial," which I did, and He says, "Then I'm going to send you to the best," which He did. And He said, "I'm going to send you to the best of the best," which He did, and then He said, "I'm going to send you. Finally, you're going to wind up at the best of the best of the best," and He's never lied to me.
There you go. All right.
It is the best of the best of the best. But I have some issues, and that's why I'm a resident, and they take such good care. The doctors, it's kind of a chain of command like there is in the military. And when I share with my best friend Doug, and we talk a lot, I can talk like a resident, and we're not violating any HIPAA regulations or anything. But and I don't give him any medical advice. I always tell him, Doug, if you got a problem, first thing you do is you go to see the aide, and if the aide can't handle it, she goes to see the nurse. If the nurse can't handle it, she goes to the doctor. If the doctor can't handle it, he sends you to the hospital. If the hospital can't handle it, they send you to see a specialist. But you're always going to get the best care anywhere in the world. I've been around the world once and across the country each way 6 times, and we provide, or Appleton Health Center provides the best care that I've ever had in my life, and that includes 4 years in Vietnam and a lot of nursing homes, a lot of hospitals, and Appleton Health Center is the best of the best of the best.
Oh, thank you. So that's a good segue, because you mentioned in your bio that you enjoy visiting and working with veterans. You have the Vietnam veteran hat on right now, and then you just brought it up again. What interests you about working with veterans and visiting with veterans?
We just Beth just ordered for us the 3 of the veteran papers that are put out.
Okay. And
the stories of veterans and the ones who've come back from Vietnam. A lot of people lost their lives there, and Vietnam veterans did not received as heroes in America. But a lot of the veterans have stories to tell about the wars they were in. We've got World War II veterans here, but we sit and share. One of them is at my breakfast table, and we share. He shares stories about World War II, and another veteran was in Vietnam, and he shares stories about Vietnam. And we have a common bond.
Mm-hmm.
We all love America, for one thing. The United States of America people may say it's not the best, but it's the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all love America and our country, and we have a common bond. That's what draws us together. So
Okay. So again, just a little bit more about your life. You mentioned that you were a nurse, a pastor, and then commercial pilot. Where does that come in here?
Well, I was a bivocational pastor for 47 years. Like the Apostle Paul was a tent maker. He was a tent maker and earned a living so that when he went and witnessed to people and shared the gospel of Jesus Christ with people, he never had to take up a collection or an offering to provide for himself. Well, when I was sent to here from missionary school, they allowed me to be a bivocational pastor, which means you kind of work to support your family. And I had a wife and 5 children, and every place I went, I had a job. And the Lord allowed me to use my GI Bill when I got it right after I got out of the service to obtain my commercial pilot's license.
Okay.
And there's no expiration date on it. And I flew for 4 years as a commercial pilot. I hauled freight for, it used to be Newstrom Field. It used to be Grand Rapids Airport, and now it's Newstrom Field in Grand Rapids. And I used to haul freight from Grand Rapids to Duluth and down to Minneapolis and to Brainerd and to Bemidji and all over the country. And I flew for about 3-4 years. So.
Okay. Sure. That's great. So just kind of thinking, as we wrap up here, thinking about others that are out there that may be watching this or listening to this that are either in a nursing home and care center somewhere or might soon be moving into one. What advice would you have for them in that transition in their life?
Look for a home that the key ingredient in the home is love.
Okay.
God is love, and look for a loving home. It doesn't have to be the prettiest home or the fanciest home, but look for a caring staff, people that really care. Look for that's the key word is love. We've got the best housekeeping department ever. They keep the rooms in here, not only in the we're an all-purpose. Appleton Health Center is an all-purpose center. We have a hospital. We have a housing center for Apple Ridge, and they keep everything nice and clean and spotless. And it's all based on love. It's not a paycheck. They're here because they love people. Yeah. And so I'd say if you're looking for a nursing care center, it may not be the prettiest or the fanciest and there's a waiting list all over the place to get into a place, but look for look for love and caring.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much, Dan, for your time and your insights. This has been a really enjoyable conversation.
Well, thank you. God bless you.
Thanks for checking out the Appleton Area Health Podcast. Thank you also to Beth and Dan for appearing on today's episode. The video stream is available on Facebook, and the audio versions will be available wherever you get your podcasts. To schedule an appointment, call our clinic at 320-289-1580. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.